If I were to ask you, what's the best Brendan Fraser film ever made, what would you say? It's hard, isn't it? Because they're all the greatest. But surely one of them has got to be the greatest of the greatest. But what one? And that's where I come in. How's it going? I'm Dorgedungle. Now some of you new people out there might be asking, who was this dumbass looking ass? And how's he gonna tell me what the best Brendan Fraser movie is? I'll tell you what, mister. I've seen every single one of his films. And I think I've got a good idea of what the best one is. And it's somewhere in here. Now before we get into it, I just want to address this and tell you what's going on.
As per usual, I did a hack job at explaining what the hell I'm doing. My throat hurts like ass. And I'm slurring a lot, so I'm going to have to let the dumbass robot explain it. The reason the 10 movies are segmented into 2 groups is because the top group are my picks for the best Brendan Fraser movies. These include The Mummy, Inkheart, Looney Tunes, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and of course, George of the Jungle Baby. And the bottom group are some randomly generated Brendan Fraser movies. Because if I had chosen all 10, they all would have been the best movies and the list would only use the S, A and B tiers. These include Bedazzled, Gods and Monsters, Escape from Planet Earth, G.I. Joe, and The Nutjob. Disgusting piece of shit also. The way we're going through the movies is by using a random spinner wheel so that we don't get all the good movies done before the rest. Anyway, back to the Brendan Fraser movie tier list.
Alright, not a good start. G.I. Joe. Considering Brendan Fraser's only in it for about 2 minutes, he just rides in on a bike, he's like, oh, what's up? And then he drives off. I'm pretty certain that's an F. It's not even a Brendan Fraser film, he's just in it for 2 minutes and then he leaves. Oh, it is truly one of the most famous Brendan Fraser films, The Mummy. A great adventure film, just a fun film, you know, if you watch it, you're like, ha ha, Brendan Fraser, ha ha, and they're like shooting up mummies, and the scene where he comes around the corner, he's like, oh, there you are, what are you doing? And he turns around, and whoa! Like this huge mummy standing there, truly one of the best scenes of cinema. I'm gonna have to put this at a strong, Alright, this one might be a weird one to talk about. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory of how I've seen it. My nana was shopping in a $2 store. What are they called? Op shops. They're shopping in an op shop. And she saw this, she's like, oh, Brendan Fraser, I'll pick it up. I'm like, yo. And she brought it home. I'm like, yo! You know, it's a Brendan Fraser film that I haven't seen before. So we chuck it in, me and her, we're ready. She loves Brendan Fraser too. So we're like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then it starts to play and it's really, really strange. It's making me feel a bit awkward. Of course, Brendan Fraser. Oh shit, he's muscly as hell. He's built like the Hulk, man. In this, he plays a sexy gardener, and Ian McKellen, he likes the sexy gardener. He brings him in to paint Brendan Fraser half naked, and Ian McKellen's, like painting him. He's like, oh, you've got a good physique, oh wow, look at that. And then Brendan Fraser's like, oh, thank you. And then, I turned it off. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to put it at an F, because, you get to see George of the Jungle. I just called him George. Yeah, you know what I mean. Brendan Fraser with a big ass muscles. So I'll put a D.
Sadly, I had to cut this part out as my camera turned off without me realizing. Just know I am a big fan of Looney Tunes back in action, and I placed it in the A tier.
This film is fantastic. In this film, of course, Brendan Fraser, our main character. Already a big, yes. He plays a character who reads books and can make them come to life. If that isn't intriguing, like, holy shit, you're living in a different world if you don't find that intriguing. A man who reads stuff from a page and it comes alive. What? His wife, he accidentally read his wife into a book. Ain't that a great storyline? And he goes off, him and his daughter go off to try and find the wife. Many years, Brendan Fraser's held it in, like, I lost my wife. I sent her into the book. So they go out, they try and find her. They try and find her. Got Brendan Fraser on the brain. They try and find her. This is a great adventure film, great action film. Oh, you know what? I'd say it's actually better than The Mummy. Bedazzled. Yes, it's a funny film. He plays heaps of different characters. He plays some big dude, some big buff basketball player.
Oh, damn the devil! Damn the devil to hell! Oh!
He also plays this like blonde sad dude. And it's just great. I love it. I'll put it at A. Still not as good as Inkheart or The Mummy, but still a damn good, entertaining film.
Yo!
Alright. You got me. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I fucking love George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle is the first film I ever saw with Brendan Fraser in it. Even back then, I could appreciate his game. I could appreciate his physique. Now, George of the Jungle, I'd love to just talk about it for 50 minutes. But, I am actually making a video on it. So, I won't say anything yet. But you just know it's in the fucking S tier. Ba-boom! Oh, we might have a bit of a competition there. The Mummy, Inkheart, and George of the Jungle might be fighting it off. Woo! Okay, time to get into the bad films that the computer chose. Escape from Planet Earth. A big mistake that two films did, the Nutjob and Escape from Planet Earth. They didn't use Brendan Fraser's face, which is of course one of his greatest assets, apart from his voice. His voice is great, which means they're still good films, but the voice combined with the face, it's like God. Honestly, it's like watching God. I'm pretty sure I watched it at the demographic that it's made for. I was like 12, and I wasn't a fan. I wasn't too keen on it. So yeah, that's gonna be an E for me. Oh, it's Journey to the Center of the Earth. This film, I'm just repeating myself here. Fantastic adventure film. Adventure, action, comedy, all the great stuff. Strong in the adventure. This is a great film. It takes you to heaps of different destinations. It takes you to the center of the earth. So, this one, A. On Netflix, if you have Netflix. Journey to the Mysterious Island, I'm pretty sure it's called. Has The Rock in it. The Rock replaced Brendan Fraser, which I'm not too happy about. But that's quite a good film too, and basically it's just the exact same as this, but worse. Netflix, can you please get this on here, not the Rock one? You can keep the Rock one, but just put this one on too. This one's better. Alright, the Nutjob. I might just like test it out a bit. See where it should. Oh, I've dropped it. Oh. Alright, so here's the list. Oh, God. Oh! Wee! Zoo-wee mama. As you can see, we've got The Mummy, Inkheart, and George of the Jungle. Now, this is a battle of titans. This is a clash of titans right here. Okay, let's do like two positives of a movie. So, The Mummy, great action, great comedy. Inkheart, great action, great adventure. George of the Jungle, great comedy, great adventure, great action, great movie. You all saw it coming. Of course it's George of the Jungle. Of course it is. I don't even know why I made this video. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's got ape. It's got Tuki. It's got the elephant. Ship. The elephant's called Ship. Just breathtaking. The first time I saw it, breathtaking. It's got something for everybody. It's got a shit joke. It's got big abs. It's got quite a lovely looking lady. It's got action adventure. It's got a great final scene. To swing or not to swing? Swing, and you should swing and watch this movie. And Netflix should swing and put this on their damn site. You knew it was going to be George of the Jungle, right? So there was there's no point. Why am I making this? I gotta make a point. I gotta get a point to this. Well, first point, see George of the Jungle, of course. Point of watching this video the whole way through is